Well, a very good evening to you on this 26th day of June 2023. Now, a day when Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol survived the chop after the Senate voted against his impeachment. Again, tonight, we'll look at the finance bill because today, President Dr. William Ruto signed the bill into law, meaning it will take effect on the 1st of July 2023, that is the financial year 2023-2024. Those among many other stories on this particular bulletin, but I do believe you had a wonderful day. And remember, you can watch this particular bulletin live across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome to this program. I am Ian Keitani, and our sign language interpreter is Josephine Uko. But first of all, let's have a look at what's making headlines tonight.
Senate has failed to remove from office by impeachment Honorable William Oduol, and that the Deputy Governor accordingly continues to hold office.
Tonight on the Spotlight, Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol survives impeachment as the senators vote to save him. President William Ruto assigns the contentious finance bill into law.
Tuko na pesa ya watu 116,000 tuwalipie NHIF wao na familia zao for the next 1 year.
And President William Ruto launches Boda Boda Care, an initiative aimed at inculcating the sector into emergency first responders and making them NHIF cover beneficiaries.
Welcome to the program. Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol will continue to serve as the Deputy Governor after the Senate voted to keep him in office. President William Ruto's troops in the Senate on Monday evening saved the embattled Siaya Deputy Governor from impeachment in a dramatic vote that turned out political.
Monday afternoon, and it was the turn of the Senate to hold a special sitting to decide the fate of Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol after he had presented his case before the Senate Special Committee last week.
The Speaker, for the information of Senator Tabitha and those with the same mindset, the Speaker, page 11, I'm addressing the Speaker, Madam Senator Tabitha, page 11 of the report, the members have adopted the list of members that have adopted the report. They are 11, and we put in place 11 members. And Senator Tabitha Mutinda, for your information through the Speaker, you are number 9, and you have signed that report.
However, the special sittings were not short of controversy, as the senators from both sides of the political divide argued the case, with Kenya Kwanza allied senators visibly against Oduol's oust.
If the governor of Siaya has bought a seat for his deputy for 1.1 million, how much more does it cost for the seat of the governor himself if the deputy governor is sitting on a 1.1, Mr. Speaker?
I am happy that we as senators got to interact with this particular case. It was very interesting. For the first time in my life, I got an opportunity to see what a 1 million shilling chair looks like.
After hours of pull and push, William Oduol survived the chop of being ousted from being the deputy governor after the Senate voted against 2 charges brought forward by the special committee led by Elgeyo Marakwet Senator William Kisang.
Honorable Senators, on the second charge, these are the results of your division. Ayes 16, Noes 27, abstention 0. That pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33(8) of the County Government Act, and Standing Order 87 of the Senate Standing Orders, the Senate has failed to remove from office by impeachment Honorable William Oduol, the Deputy Governor of Siaya County, and that the Deputy Governor accordingly continues to hold office.
Oduol accused Governor James Orengo of mismanaging county funds, a move that saw him impeached by the county assembly.
When I summoned Jack Odinga to my office and I asked him where all these withdrawals were going to, because they were abnormal and were huge and were happening in very close frequencies, every 2 to 3 days, 2 million here, 3 million there, 6 million there. And Chair and committee, it would also interest you to note that these withdrawals, one junior officer would be sent to the bank on one particular day.
It now remains to be seen whether Governor James Orengo and his deputy William Oduol will iron out the difference between them. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Now, on to a very contentious story, and President William Ruto has signed into law the controversial Finance Bill 2023, which was passed by the National Assembly last week. Now, the President assented the bill on Monday morning at State House, Nairobi, and the bill that sailed through Parliament after a third reading of course, under the stewardship of Kimani Kuri, the chairman of the National Assembly Finance and Planning Committee. And now Kenyans will have to dig deeper into their pockets to, of course, fund the government's first budget. There were 87 proposed amendments in that particular bill, some of which were approved on Tuesday as the National Assembly debated them into late into the night. Now, among the most important proposals approved by the National Assembly was the 16% value-added tax on gasoline, which goes up from 8%. Well, I just want us to look into, the finance bill, ever since it started, and now after the president assented that particular bill into law, what it means to you and to many other Kenyans, or millions of Kenyans across the country, and of course its implications starting on the 1st of July this year. Now, the bill, of course, underwent the first reading. I'll just take you through it in slides. And of course, the bill underwent the first reading, and of course this is where deliberations are made, of course the filing of the report by the committee. In this particular stage of that proposal, by the way, MPs of course can make proposals or rather can propose amendments on various things on the particular bill. After that, the bill goes to the second reading, which the legislators now get to debate about the proposals in that particular bill. And remember, the second reading actually happened after the Finance Committee did conduct public participations. And just so you know, 176 members of parliament voted in support of that particular bill. And of course, 81 rejected that particular bill. By the way, just so you know, the chairperson of that particular committee, Molo MP Kimani Kuria, said that they got over 1,150 submissions that were, written, over 223 oral submissions, and of course, 12 acts of parliament were as well amended. Now, after the second stage, that particular bill goes into the committee stage. This is where, by the way, legislators in the National Assembly get to vote on particular clauses. They vote on amendments which are contentious. You remember very well one of the key amendments or clauses that the legislators, especially those from the Azimio One Kenya team, were lamenting about is the 8% increase on value-added tax. Now, after the committee stage, the fourth stage is, of course, third reading and the final vote before the presidential assent. That is what happened today morning, where President William Ruto, of course, assented the bill into law at State House, Nairobi, meaning that that particular, of course, bill, which is now law, will take effect on the 1st of July this year. Now, I want us to, of course, go into another slide, our slide number 3, which, of course, is concerning the implications of the Finance Bill 2023. Of course, from this particular bill, the government is set to gain at least 311 billion more from the current financial year. Remember very well, Dr. William Ruto has been very vocal about funding development projects in the country using tax as opposed to borrowing. And like you can see here, the government will of course get an extra 311 billion shillings from the finance bill. Now, there were contentious issues and contentious proposals into the bill, which is now law. And one of them was the housing levy. And by the way, in the beginning, the housing levy proposal was that 3% would be deducted from the employee, and the employers would make a 3% contribution to the housing levy. Later on, after, of course, deliberations here and there, the proposal was reduced from 3% to 1.5%. Now, what does that mean? If you earn 10,000 shillings, then you'll be contributing 150 shillings a month to the housing levy. Those who are earning around 50,000 will be contributing 750 shillings per month into the levy. Those earning 100,000 shillings will be contributing 1,500 shillings. And of course, those earning 500,000 shillings will be contributing 7,500 into the housing levy. And by the way, the government expects to, of course, gain or get at least 73 billion contributions from this particular levy. Remember, President William Ruto has been vocal about construction of affordable houses. Yet again, he said the biggest aim of this particular project is as well to create employment for the youth in this country. So apart from the construction of houses as well, this is a platform for the creation of employment, a move or other sentiments that have been echoed by his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, and of course, even the chairperson of this, the Finance Planning Committee, that is Molo MP Kimani Kuria. Now, this was one of the contentious proposals that is now law, and starting at the end of July, that is next month, each and every Kenyan in this particular bracket from 10,000 going upwards will have to part way with 1.5%. Remember, this particular proposal was capped at 2,500, but after it was reduced from 3% to 1.5%, it has not been capped. You will now contribute according to what you earn at the end of the month. Now, that aside, I want us to move to our next slide, which is on the VAT on petroleum products. Remember, the VAT on petroleum products has been increased from 8% to 16%. Now, what does that mean to you? Now, on that particular proposal, like you can see here, the VAT on fuel, the new law is now means that 16%, the new, of course, tax that is on VAT on petroleum products is 16%, as a rise of 8% from the previous one, which was 8%. There's the railway development levy, which was reduced from 2.5% to the current one, which is at 1.5%. As well, there's the import declaration fee that was also reduced by 1%. And you can see here, reduction of 1% from 3.5% to 2.5%. Now, last month, and that leads us to our next slide. This month, on the 14th, and of course, it started on the 15th of this particular month, the EPRA, of course, released the new prices for petroleum products in the country. And of course, I don't know if you have that particular slide. Petrol currently in the market costs around 182 shillings a litre. Of course, that was reduced by around 0.66 shillings. Diesel now costs around 167 shillings. That was reduced by around 1.12 shillings. As well, kerosene now costs around 100. At the moment, a litre of kerosene costs around 161 shillings. Of course, that was increased by 0.35. Now, what the additional 8% on the value-added tax on petroleum product means is that the cost of fuel might go up in the region of around 10 shillings to 15 shillings in our own estimations. That means the petrol might go up to around at least 192 shillings a litre. Diesel might go up to at least 177 shillings a litre. And of course, kerosene might as well go up to at least 171 shillings a litre. Now, why is this a bone of contention? This is the reason as to why. A rise in the cost of fuel or petroleum products, or the increase in VAT on petroleum products, directly translates to a rise in the cost of living. Now, all the common commodities that you get to use each and every day, bread, sugar, cooking oil, all that will now increase in price. For example, at the moment, a kg of sugar might be costing 230 shillings. Starting next month, that price might be even, or might go even higher. That affects you and me in one way or the other, whether you are a parent or not, because at the end of the day as well, the cost of bus fare is set to increase. And remember, by the way, car owners or PSV owners have threatened to go on strike concerning these particular proposals. Now, the government is set to gain around 51 billion shillings from the 8% increase on the value-added tax on petroleum products. Now, finally, there's the pay-as-you-earn tax rates. That is our last slide, slide number 7, is that those who are earning 500,000 or earning between 500,000 to 799,000 will now, of course, part ways with 32.5% as, of course, tax on pay-as-you-earn. The current rate was 30%. Now it has gone up to 32.5%. Those earning 800,000 and above will have to part with 35% tax on that particular income. Now, as well, there's the NSSF deductions. That is constant. It cuts across board. Everybody with a salary will contribute 1,080 shillings. Now, when it comes to NHIF, this is where there's another. This is another region which has been very, very contentious, and the NHIF deductions varies in regards to what you earn. But just so you know, today President William Ruto made a proposal, beg your pardon, that everybody who earns a salary will contribute 2.7% of their pay into the NHIF program. And those Kenyans who are not employed will have to part ways with 1,000 bob a month. Now, that is still a proposal. That means that you contribute according to your pay. So that is still a proposal by, of course, President William Ruto. And all this are just some of the key issues or the implications of the finance bill that was signed into law today. On that particular note, we take a short breather. We'll be back with more stories on this bulletin after this short break.
KM Lookup Media, the holding company for Muthingi and Lookuptv, proudly presents the Mount Kenya Region Roadshow. It's time to mark your calendars because from the 4th to the 8th of July, we are bringing the excitement to Kiambu, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Embu, Meru, Laikipia, Nyeri, Nyandarua, and Nakuru counties. Are you ready to be a part of an electrifying TV roadshow? Join us as we embark on a thrilling journey through the magnificent Mount Kenya region. Lookuptv and Muthingi TV are hitting the road. We are coming straight to your towns. But that's not all. We are not just bringing you TV. We are bringing you an unforgettable experience. Enjoy your favorite comedians like Njoro wa Ukulima ni Mali, Marafiki, among others, live performances, and get a chance to meet your favorite TV personalities right in your own town. To our sponsors and partners, book your slot for the greatest brand experience and conversions. To book this fast-moving opportunity, call 0110-430-158 or email sales@lookuptv.co.ke. Get ready to be swept off your feet as we bring the magic of television to your doorstep. Let the TV adventure begin.
Nimenyakua mita na loto! Nimematch nambari 5! Nimeshinda 200k! Nimeshinda! Nimematch nambari 3 na nimepata pesa!
My God! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda! Nimeshinda bonus shopping voucher!
Wewe unangoja nini? Changamka, cheza loto, sio ndoto.
Oh yes, join the Lotto Money Train.
It could be you.
Changamka, cheza loto.
Nyakua mita na Lotto every hour. Get into the Lotto Money Train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Lotto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno look kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ubambeto na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Director of Public Prosecution Selection Panelists nominated by President William Ruto have today taken oath of office. The 7-member panel will see the recruitment of the next DPP following the departure of former DPP Nordin Haji, who left the position to become the new Director General of the National Intelligence Service. Juliet Chepkoech now reports.
Panel that was unveiled under a special Gazette notice dated June 21st under the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions Act 2013 is expected to recruit and recommend the names of suitable candidates to the President, who will then be vetted by the National Assembly.
This morning to preside over the inauguration of this important selection panel appointed by His Excellency the President for the selection of nominees for appointment as Director of Public Prosecutions. The President, in exercise of powers conferred to him by Section 8(1) of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions Act 2013, through Gazette Notice number 8221 of 21st June.
Speaking during the inauguration, Public Service Chairperson Anthony Mushiri urged the panelists to ensure they nominate a person who will uphold and preserve public trust and the integrity of the office of the DPP.
An independent office, such as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, carries immense powers and responsibilities. Hence, the holder of such an office needs to be selected meticulously. Members of the selection panel, in your search for suitable nominees, the Constitution and the law obligates you to undertake your assignments with dedication, zeal, integrity, and fairness, while observing all applicable legal requirements.
Among the members is Central Organization of Trade Unions Secretary General Francis Atwoli, Kenya National Commission of Human Rights Chairperson Roslyn Odede, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission CEO Twalib Mbaraka, and Solicitor General Shadrack Mose. Juliet Chepkoech, Lookuptv.
Now, President William Ruto today launched the Boda Boda Care in a move aimed at empowering riders, providing health care services and reducing road accidents caused by Boda Bodas.
Speaking at the event, President Ruto said that Boda Boda business is a business like any other business, and therefore, Boda Boda people should be treated with respect. However, he said that his government has created a special Ministry of Cooperative Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise to deal with small businesses, citing that Boda Boda contributes a total of 350 billion every year to the Kenyan economy.
Statistics inatuonyesha ya kwamba bilioni 350 kila mwaka iko katika sekta ya boda boda. Almost 1 billion shillings every day.
The program targets 200,000 riders who have adhered to NTSA regulations. It also aims to recruit Boda Boda riders to NHIF cover as the country moves to achieve universal health coverage, as well as train the riders as fast as responders in the event of an accident.
Uwe umekuwa trained. Number 2, umesomeshwa mambo ya first aid na emergency medical care. Number 3, umepatiwa leseni. Number 4, wewe ni member wa SACCO. Bas, qualify, unapatiwa sasa. Number 5, unapatiwa card ya NHIF ambayo italipwa na serikali ya Kenya.
The president also gave a warning to Azimio ahead of their planned protest, insisting that no one will disrupt the business of the people of Nairobi. The head of state reiterated on his plans to ensure the Boda Boda industry and small-scale business gets benefit from his government.
Pale nyuma tulikuwa watu wa boda boda walikuwa wanahangaishwa. Wanahangaishwa na kanjo, wanahangaishwa na askari, wanahangaishwa na wale, na tumesema hiyo lazima ikome. These are business people. We want to organize them so that they can do their business.
Stella Kilonzo, Lookuptv.
President William Ruto talking about opposition leader Raila Odinga. And remember, tomorrow, the Azimio team will be holding its public consultation meeting right here in the capital. Of course, they will be, receiving Raila Odinga will be jetting into the country tomorrow from Poland. Moving forward, President William Ruto has challenged the Kenya Health Human Resource Advisory Council to remove issues affecting health professionals in the country. The president said the council, whose mandate is to review policy and establish norms and standards for health workers, should ensure health professionals are happy and productive.
Speaking on Monday morning at State House, Nairobi, during the inauguration of Kenya Health Human Resource Advisory Council, President William Ruto has reiterated the government's commitment to seeing through its ambitious pledge to ensure all Kenyans have access to affordable and quality universal health coverage.
I will not expect the council to favor the national government or favor the county government. We want a win-win. We want a fair chance for everybody. I will not expect you to favor the workers as opposed to the government, because we are all in one space, and it is our responsibility and duty to serve the people of Kenya. It is that important to us as a government.
We were extremely careful in selection of the council because of the issues that we have had around the health workforce. The chair, Your Excellency, Professor Frank Wafula, is a health system strengthening expert who currently serves as a lecturer at University of Strathmore. He is the one who is going to chair this council.
The head of state said the administration will fully support county governments by providing modern equipment to help them deliver a high standard of healthcare for all.
That the counties have done very well in addressing the challenge of health provision, and I intend to work with the counties so that we can better deliver health services to the people of Kenya. It is the only way we're going to get it done. We have agreed on a couple of issues on how we are going to work with the counties on matters to do with community health promoters. We have worked with counties on how we're going to partner in equipping facilities that are built by counties. We have agreed on how we are going to work together on many other aspects.
President Ruto said the council will also address issues of training of staff in the counties. Council of Governors Chair Anne Waiguru said the advisory council's composition has been informed by the constitutional roles the two levels of government have in the provision of health services.
In the past 10 years of implementation of devolved health, various human resource health issues and challenges have arisen, which require urgent action and on which we hope that the council, which is highly professional, will be able to address. These include postgraduate training of doctors and other health workers and specialists. Many doctors and other health workers have taken paid study leave to undertake postgraduate and specialist training.
The council, which will be chaired by Dr. Francis Wafula, comprises of representatives from the national government, counties and training institutions. The advisory council will handle the posting of interns to national and county governments' health facilities, inter-county transfer of health professionals and transfers from one level of government to the other. The Kenya Health Human Resource Advisory Council will also standardize the welfare and schemes of service for health professionals and manage the rotation of specialist doctors to enhance effective service delivery across the country.
The second issue is the transfer of health workers from one county to another and from one level of government to another. There is an urgent need for policy and a legal framework to guide this issue. The such framework must address issues of transfer of accrued pension contributions, which sometimes make the practitioners reluctant to move across, SACCO loans, bank loans, and all other related benefits and liabilities.
Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Brian Amwai, for that particular story. Now, the third phase of the post-mortem for bodies recovered from Shakahola is set to end on Tuesday as pathologists conducted 22 more post-mortems today. So far, there are 9 bodies left at the Malindi Sub-County Hospital mortuary, which will undergo post-mortem, after which the team will resume the exhumation of bodies left in the Shakahola forest.
We've completed the post-mortems for today, and we've performed a total of 22 autopsies. Of these 22 autopsies, by age, 7 of them were male, while 7 of them were adults, while 12 were children, and 2 we are unable to establish the age. As per gender, we found that females made a total of 22, while males were 8, and 2 of them we were unable to establish the gender due to the decomposition. Most of them were starvation, because we found that 14 of them were starvation, while 8 were unascertained because of the decomposition also. Finally, As per level of deterioration, all of them, 22, were severely decomposed. So they were very decomposed. I think because of the duration of time which have taken by the time they died up to today. So far we've performed a total of 87 postmortem in this phase. We are remaining with 9 postmortems, which we are going to complete tomorrow. After finishing, we are going to the field to see if we can get other bodies for exhumation. Then we continue with the process again. Initially, we had said that 94 bodies had been exhumed. But now, as for my calculation today, they are 96. Why are they 96? Because as we were doing postmortem, we found that 2 bodies had been wrapped in the same sheet. So this made them 95. Then 1 person died in prison. So that's what made them now a total of 96. That is all. Yeah.
Now, before we take our second break, by the way, still concerning the impeachment of Deputy Governor William Oduol. Oduol now says he will use the church, elders and other emissaries to reconcile with his boss, that is Governor James Aggrey Orengo. Now, do stay with us because we are going on a short break, but we'll be back with more news, including sports news.
Mizizi Africa Homes is Kenya's fastest growing property development company. We offer home and investment solutions that are cost-effective and of the highest quality. If you are an aspiring homeowner, look no further than Mizizi Africa Homes for the best competitive rates in town. Introducing our new project at Bustani ya Mizizi in Malindi, a prime property with close proximity to Malindi Town, Sandy Beach, international hotels and airport, private, public schools and hospitals, commercial area and police stations, fertile land, well drained with a perimeter fence all round, sufficient borehole and county water, electricity and man-made water harvesting dams for farming and fishing. Retire mapema bila pressure and grab yours today. An 1/8 acre at only 99K with ready title deeds. For installment payment, deposit 50%, balance in 6 months installment. Financing option available. Bustani ya Mizizi in Malindi. Mapema ndio best. For more information, contact us on 020-790-2215 or WhatsApp us on 0742-112-215, www.miziziafricahomes.com and email info@miziziafricahomes.com. Our offices are at Westlands, Watamu Court, Room 3, opposite Sarit Center. Mizizi Africa Homes, together building a solid foundation.
Are you a junior secondary school, a college, a TVET institution or a university and you want to advertise your intake? Book now and advertise with us today on both Lookuptv and all our digital platforms. Call us today on 011 0430 158, 011 0430 158 or email us on sales@lookuptv.co.ke.
Welcome back. Moving forward, Kenyans will now start paying more for their loans after the Central Bank of Kenya increased the CBK's base lending rate to 10.5% from 9.5%. According to the CBK's Monetary Policy Committee, the increase was necessitated by the hike in inflation and a gloomy outlook on the inflation in the coming months.
The Central Bank of Kenya has raised the benchmark lending rate to the highest level in nearly 7 years, signaling costly loans as lenders raise borrowing costs. The bank's Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, the top decision-making organ tasked with stabilizing prices, lifted the central bank rate by 1% at a surprise MPC meeting chaired by new CBK Governor Kamau Thuge. On Monday, it was raised to 10.5% from 9.5% on heightened fear of a spike in consumer prices or inflation. The press release reads, and I quote, "Overall inflation is expected to remain elevated in the near term, mainly due to recent increase in electricity prices, the removal of the fuel subsidy and associated second-round effects. Additionally, a mini-survey of the agriculture sector conducted in the first half of June revealed that prices of some key food items, particularly sugar and maize, remain elevated." The weak shilling has triggered fears of a fresh round of inflationary pressure after hitting an all-time low of 140 shillings against the dollar. CBK's Inflation Targeting Monetary Policy Committee said that while the economy shows strong resilience, shocks from the external market could lead to a spike in consumer goods and prices if the liquidity is not tightened. Central bankers around the world are increasing lending rates sharply as they try to rein the rising cost of living. Additionally, headline inflation rates in advanced economies have been easing but remained above the respective targets, with persistent core inflationary pressures. Commodity prices in the global markets, particularly of oil and food, continue to ease.
It's time to get sporty, and FKF Premier League champions Gor Mahia have been awarded 3.5 million shillings by sports gaming firm SportPesa. Gor Mahia won the FKF title yesterday after defeating Nairobi City Stars 4-1 in the last match of the season that was held at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. In addition, SportPesa has set aside funds to support Kogalo in the CAF competitions. Now, the CAF club licensing rule that requires every football club in the top-tier league to have a women's team will be active from next month. In that regard, Police FC has merged or other acquired Thika Queens, which participates in the FKF Women's Premier League. And now they will be called the Kenya Police Bullets. The Football Kenya Federation First Instance Board has issued the licenses to Gor Mahia, Kakamega Homeboyz and Tusker, who have met the requirement. German international Ilkay Gundogan has officially joined the Spanish giants Barcelona. The 32-year-old signed a 2-year deal with Barcelona with an option of extending it for further 1 year. Gundogan helped Manchester City to win the treble in the recently concluded season, winning the UEFA Champions League, the English Premier League, and the FA Cup. Well, that is all that we had for you today. And by the way, talking about Gor Mahia lifting the FKF Premier League, there was the debate surrounding the 14 gold carat trophy that costed